Hello and welcome to Mr. Ridley's Design and Technology. In this sheet, in this clip, we are going to be having a look at creating your initial design ideas. This comes in here at AO2, Section C, Generating Design Ideas. Now if you just take a look at this, you can see that generating design ideas, developing design ideas and realization, which is making the thing, are all 20 marks each. So this is as important as making the thing. So here we're looking at initial designs, and we can see there's one here. This one here, if you just take a look at it, I would say this student has drawn the images small and then blown these drawings up. It's far better to get a big piece of paper, make your drawings big and shrink the image down. You get more detail in it. And just a simple drawing, which I've looked at in other clips, and then putting a bit of colour around the outside. So that's a basic one. If we look at the mark scheme here, it talks about students should explore a range of possible ideas linking to the contextual challenge selected. So it's got to be close to your conjunction. Students will not be awarded for the quantity of design ideas. However, I think the more the merrier, because you're more likely to create, you need a good number of them anyway. Students are encouraged to be imaginative in their approach and experimenting with different ideas and possibilities that avoid design fixation. What is design fixation? It's perhaps drawing a round teapot with a square handle, a round teapot with a round handle, a round teapot with a triangle handle, where you're just keeping the same design but just changing small aspects of it. So I think that's what we can call that. So here we say, imagine if design ideas have been created which avoid design fixation and adequate consideration of functionality, aesthetics and innovation. So you're talking about the designs, analysing those designs and quite possibly linking them to your specification points and of course the needs of your user. So there's one. This student, by the way, had actually completed this beforehand. Now this is what they've called basic design ideas. And what they've done is just looked at sort of three almost basic shapes: a plant shape, a tripod shape and a cross shape, or textures. Just looked at textures and shapes and said, well, where can I go from there? And that's quite good, because that gives you that, gets away from that just drawing one thing. Try and create some designs that you're not going to make or that you couldn't make, because that gives you scope later in your development to get some marks there. If we take a look at this sheet, so we just had a look at those sheets. This is okay. As I say, these would have been better drawn big with a bit more detail and then taken down. This, I think, is an altogether better sheet. They've called this sheet Generating Ideas. They've actually completed 2 of these. So, as I say, although it says you're not marked on quantity, you're more like, you know, a good amount is better, I think. So what they've done here, if you can see this, this student has said key negatives, production and function, positives. So this design, for example, if you can see that, you can always stop this and just read that. There's what they've written there. So one weakness of the design is the handle does not look very aesthetically pleasing or ergonomic. So it kind of relates back to the specification. A strength of design is the shape and function that would fit in the space. So again, they're going back to the needs of the user. They're referring to that need. This will fit in the space that the user of the product. And if you remember, this student had put a tape measure down and looked at where the object could go. Production and function. Again, the corners on this would be hard to make with wood, and if you laser cut it might become fragile. This could be done with metal. This product would be made by batch production, and generally the design will generally fit my brief and specification. You could have gone a little bit closer to that, but to say that's getting those marks on, relating it to the specification and analysing it. So we can see I quite like these designs here. I mean, could you have perhaps had something totally different here? Maybe a sphere that opened like that, or something like that, that's out to avoid that design fixation. And then here, if you'd like to look at that, there's just the conclusion for the designs there, saying the 2 designs that are starred are my 2 favourite designs. So you can see it's just starred those. So already he's using this design process to kind of go and looking at developing design ideas. Which one is he or she going to develop further? You can see there's some other ones here. So other drawings. These drawings, I say, I've created a clip about how to do these drawings, but basically get a large piece of A4 paper, draw this maybe on with pencil, go over with fine liner, then a coloured pencil, or in this case I think they've just gone around with a highlighter. Doing these all the same with the same colour I think looks quite nice. You can see that they're those ideas, but I think this would mark quite highly. And then what we've got last of all, which I like here, is I've interviewed my clients. From the interview, his favourite designs were 6, 10 and 2. My client liked the form of 2 as complementary. People liked it. He also liked the interesting handle in 10. So what we're looking at as well is taking, I'll just hold that up there so you can see that. And what we're looking at is taking maybe aspects from 2 designs and going forward. So when we look at developing our design ideas, we're picking an aspect from this design, an aspect from that design, and we're combining those to make a sort of hybridized design that best meets the needs of our user. So that is generating design ideas for GCSE NEA. Thanks for watching Mr. Ridley's Design and Technology.